On the night of August 20th, 1989, Beverly Hills police received a frantic 911 call from two young men claiming their parents had just been shot. Hello there, and this is Santiago with Strawberry Ink. I would like to mention that this episode is not suitable for all viewers or listeners. It contains disturbing content, therefore, discretion is advised. When officers arrived at the Menendez family's Benedict Canyon mansion, they found one of the most brutal crime scenes that the area has ever seen. José Menendez, a successful entertainment executive who slumped on the couch with a fatal gunshot wound to his head, and then more wounds were discovered. He had multiple, actually. There was another one on his chest. Nearby, the mother, Kitty Menendez, lay dead on the floor, her body riddled of multiple gunshot wounds. At first, detectives believed it could have been a professional hit tied to Jose's business world. But soon the story began to fall apart. The brothers' behavior, their extravagant spending, their calm demeanor did not match their story of trauma. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office, or Medical Examiner's Office as I should say, confirmed both victims had been shot at close range with a 12-gauge shotgun, leaving no doubt that it was deliberate and a violent ambush. Then, it was discovered that that was not only one shotgun, there were two of them. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a truth that shocked the nation. Lyle and Erik Menendez had murdered their own parents. After the murders, the brothers stayed in Beverly Hills, pretending to grieve while living lavishly off their parents' fortune. But early in 1990, the truth began to surface. After Erik confessed to a psychologist, Dr. Jerome Ozil secretly recorded the brothers admitting to the killings. And when his mistress went to the police with those tapes, detectives quickly acted and searched for the brothers. On May 8, 1990, officers from the Beverly Hills Police Department arrested Lyle outside the family home. He'd just returned from running errands, dressed in casual clothing, and when approached by the officers, he surrendered without resistance. Within minutes, the quiet, palm-lined street was filled with police cruisers and reporters. Meanwhile, Erik was in Israel for a tennis tournament. When he learned about his brother's arrest, he immediately flew back to LA. Upon landing at the LAX on March 11, 1990, detectives surrounded him in the terminal and took him into custody without incident. Both brothers were booked into the Beverly Hills Police Department jail, where they were interrogated. The first step in what would become one of the most infamous family murder prosecutions in California. Following the extensive probe by the Beverly Hills Police Department and the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, a grand jury formally indicted Lyle and Erik Menendez in December 1992 on 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 of conspiracy. The prosecution was led by Deputy DA Pamela Bozanich and later David Kahn, under District Attorney Ira Rayner. The indictment alleged special circumstances, multiple murder, and lying in wait, making them eligible for the death penalty. Prosecutors, however, ultimately sought life without parole instead. Their defense was handled by private attorneys Leslie Abramson for Erik and Jill Lanson, later joined by Jill Knapp and Gerald Chalif for Lyle. The defense argued the killings were acts of desperate trauma after years of sexual, emotional, and physical abuse, a claim that dominated headlines across America. Their first court appearance took place shortly after their arrests in March 1990 before Judge Robert Olson of the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Both brothers pleaded not guilty, and no bail was set due to the severity of the charges and their risk of running away. Judge Olson ensured both had counsel and scheduled pretrial hearings, making the official start to a long legal battle. Once the indictments were unsealed, the brothers were transferred to the MCJ in Los Angeles to await trial. During pretrial, the defense mentioned the family's history of grief, noting the loss of their grandmother, Helen, 5 years earlier, and of their grandfather, who died 2 years before. The Menendez family had several pets, including dogs, cats, and a ferret. Neighbors recalled the brothers caring for the animals, though their relationships were strained. One family story described a violent incident where Jose, the dad, allegedly killed a dog after believing it had eaten the family ferret, an act that traumatized the boys and deepened their fear of him. After the murders, the Los Angeles probate court ruled that Menendez's estate would be transferred to family cousins, as California law barred the brothers as murder suspects from inheriting. Lyle's first trial began in 1993 with Judge James Albrecht presiding. A jury of 12 members and 4 alternates deliberated but could not reach a verdict. The judge refused to dismiss the charges and declared a mistrial due to a hung jury. In 1994, Erik faced his own trial before Judge Stanley Weisberg, and once again the jury deadlocked. Another mistrial was declared, and Judge Weisberg ordered that a new joint retrial be held for both brothers together. Jury selection for that retrial began in August 1995, forming a panel of 12 members as jurors and 4 as alternates. The trial officially opened in October 1995, and by March 1996, the jury returned a verdict. Both Lyle and Erik Menendez were found guilty on all charges, 2 counts of first-degree murder, and 2 of special circumstances, lying in wait, and multiple murder. Judge Weisberg denied motions for mistrial or acquittal and sentenced both brothers to 2 consecutive life in prison terms without parole, plus 4 additional years for the firearm enhancements. Sentencing took place on July 2nd, 1996, just 2 days before the 4th of July. The brothers appealed to the California Court of Appeals, 2nd Appellate District, which is located in LA. But in 1999, the court affirmed their convictions. They then petitioned the California Supreme Court, which refused to hear the case in 2000. Since then, both brothers have filed multiple habeas corpus petitions, but nothing has been successful. Their life without parole sentences remain final as of now. After sentencing, Lyle and Erik were first taken to the California Institution for Men in Chino for processing. Following evaluation, they were separated. Lyle was sent to the Mule Creek State Prison in Ione, and Erik to the Pleasant Valley State Prison in Coalinga. In 2018, after more than 2 decades apart, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation approved a request to have the brothers be housed together. Both were admitted into the R.J. Donovan Correctional Facility in San Diego. That is where they remain today. 2 brothers, forever bound by the crime that shocked Beverly Hills and captivated the world. For some, they're victims of a lifetime of abuse. For others, they're cold-blooded killers. But one thing is certain, the Menendez murders have changed the way America looks at family, privilege, and justice. May the people rest in peace and good luck to the brothers with the next steps of their appellate case. Have a good rest of your day, hug the ones you love tight, and stay safe.